Yeah. And they end up thinking themselves to death. That overthinking shit ain't good for nobody, man, because you will really mess up your real, truthful reality with that shit. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, well, I know I be right about what I be thinking about because I do a lot of overthinking. I'm an overthinker, so I done thought about every solution, so I be right. No. Just because you done thought about every solution don't mean that you right. Because there's been other times when you could have thought about every solution and you didn't, and you ran with what you felt like was it and you was wrong. So you thinking about every solution just means that you're a good thinker. That means that you can probably solve mysteries. You'll be good at writing movies and shit like that, but that don't necessarily mean all that overthinking means that you know what you're talking about and know what's going on, because it wouldn't require you to overthink. So really you underthinking, and you trying to control situations that's out of your control. You trying to see what's going on where you're not at. You trying to see how people think when you got your own brain. You feel me? You trying to conjure up all these bad and negative emotions that you don't even have to tap into. You could go eat a sandwich. You could go watch a movie or go for a walk or play with a dog, instead of creating all this anxiety, all this stress, and this depression upon yourself simply because you choose to. Simply because you want to be nosy and you want to tap into the unknown for unnecessary reasons. And it don't do nothing but create an ocean of feelings that drown you in it. And it's not healthy for anyone. All you can do is let go and let God. Just give your situation to the Most High. Hope for the best versus hoping for the worst if you can't do nothing else. At least look on the bright side. At least be positive about the situation, because love holds way more weight than fear. Fear is just easily attracted to you to the point where it can blind you from love. But love is always within you and with you. That's just something that you gotta choose to tap in and continue to vibrate in, because that's where you want to be. You deserve what you desire. So if you thinking and if you speaking and if you're hoping for the worst to happen, that's what you gonna get. If you think highly of yourself, rewards, compliments, and things of that nature, that's what you gonna get. When you feel like you ain't good enough, you feel like you toxic, you feel like everybody against you, you're not gonna get no true love, you're not gonna get no support. Because people gonna see that you don't even love yourself like that. So people can't even love you the way you desire to be loved, because you don't even love yourself like that. You feel me? So it goes the same way when it goes to overthinking. The more you overthink, the more you assume. The more you overthink, the more you accuse. The more you overthink, the more you put people in categories and scenarios that don't necessarily take place. They don't necessarily exist. That don't necessarily fit that person's description or true identity. It's all in your mind, which is why they say the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Because you could choose to think whatever you want to think without having no absolute knowledge about the truth at hand. Because if you did, you wouldn't have to do all that snooping, all that overthinking, all that losing sleep, all that question after question to somebody or about a situation, because you want to control it. Let your mind be at ease and let your thoughts flow effortlessly. Let people be who they are. Control your feelings. Control your feelings. Tell your emotions what to do. When you feel like your emotions are trying to tell you what to do, you tap into the big voice in you and tell that little voice to be quiet. Simmer down, little fella. Calm down, I got this. And take the wheel. And stop asking Jesus to always drive. Jesus will be there for you. Yeah, your light will come in. Your Christ consciousness will kick in. But you got to take one step for it to take two. Y'all know how it go. So at the end of the day, give it to God, man. If it's bothering you that bad and you know it's out of your control, give it to the Most High. And be obedient and in alignment with that, so you can get what you asking for. Asking, you shall receive. You ain't got to do all that extra stuff to put yourself in bad situations or to drive yourself in a wall of emotions that don't have to even be there. Reconsider, you know what I'm saying? Reroute your thoughts. Change your approach and go about things differently. Because you got to keep in mind that for one, you're not always right. And for two, it don't matter how good we are at reading energy. Sometimes we can read energy wrong. So people got to admit that and accept that fact and stop thinking that they just this special person just because 85 to 90% of the time they be right about somebody. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes we can be wrong. We judge wrongfully sometimes. So chill with that and tighten up on the overthinking, because that ain't gonna do nothing but kill you or bring some kind of level of stress upon you.